They adored me until the Zoom call. It was all on course. The emails, the anticipation, the we can't wait to work with you energy. And then the camera came on and the energy shifted. The faces remained polite, but something drained out of them. They didn't say anything out loud, but I could sense it. Something unspoken had walked into the room. I understood. This is what invisibility feels like. Show of hands. Raise your hand if you've ever felt invisible because of how old you are. You're not imagining it. Today, we're going to learn how to make that invisibility, that bias, our best competitive advantage, or what the world calls aging. I call it accumulated brilliance. For me, let's go with the truth, not the hushed one, or even the polished up. In 2022, a study from the American Psychological Society Association, 93% of adults reported at least frequently experiencing at least one of the 10 types of ageism. That's nearly all of us. And here we are in 2025. 75% of workers believe their age is already a hindrance, according to surveys. That's not might be. That's is. AARP research confirms that 64% of workers ages 50 and older say they have seen or been subjected to age discrimination. These are not warnings for tomorrow. These are headlines from today. And for women, there's another layer of bias. It's not only age, it's gender. And for millions of us, there's also self-employment. AI did not just arrive on the scene. It wasn't a silent birth. It washed in like a tide, especially for women and men in creative fields, copywriters, content writers, content creators, editors. Suddenly clients would just say, well, just never mind. We're going to put it through AI this time. Contracts vanished. Income plummeted. Confidence wavered. Sadly, in our society, men become distinguished as they age. But for women, we face triple bind. Being female, middle-aged, and self-employed. But something incredible also happened. Instead of quitting, many of those same women reinvented the whole darn thing. They turned into authors, like my friend Kelly, who's writing a whole series of books on guiding her readers through spiritual growth. Others created online courses offering subjects like health, business, wellness. And some, maybe even you or someone you know, discovered that all along they'd been called to coach, to mentor, to lift others up. That reinvention is what happens when wisdom refuses to die. Now, that is, let's talk about the cost of not seeing it. For people, ageism robs confidence, income, and self-identity. For companies, it saps mentorship, history, and innovation. Because here's the myth we need to kill. Invention does not just belong to the young. It belongs to the curious. There is nothing that fuels innovation quite like The idealism of youth, blended with both the wisdom and the wealth of experience. The evidence is clear. Mixed age groups consistently outperform same age groups. How then do we take back this story? By reimagining wisdom itself. Neuroscience teaches that as our brains develop and mature, they don't just slow down, they spread out. We link up longer chains of cause and effect. We modulate our emotions more skillfully. And we make thoughtful, long-range decisions with wisdom honed by experience. That's not lost capacity. That's increased capacity. That's the wisdom advantage. Because speed in and of itself doesn't solve anything. It just speeds up the mess. Wisdom turns chaos into clarity. Now let's add a uniquely powerful factor for women. I call it the sister mind solution. It's not so much a mastermind as a support ecosystem. When women cream up to create access, not compete for opportunities, we all add value. I've seen this change happen over and over in my coaching circles. Women who must once remained in the background are now standing taller than ever. They're starting businesses, managing teams, and mentoring new generations, while not so much fending off the fade as allowing a steady faith in what they earned to animate. And this is simply not an individual approach. For organizations, building multi-generational teams, one generation pairing with another, is the best way to amplify results. Older workers offer pattern recognition. They see where things are heading and what's going to happen a few moves ahead. They have emotional regulation, serenity despite the madness. They have strategic insight. They can see long-term, deep relationships. Real influence is something you can't automate. Crisis management, they've already been through the fires. They've been tried. They know what to do. This is a talent you can't download off your computer. So let's channel that awareness into action. Step 1, acknowledge and interrupt ageist thinking in yourself, but also in others. When the thought, maybe I'm getting too old for this, comes up, counter with, I've got the skills for this. Rewrite your story is number 2. Your resume is a checklist of what you've done. Your story is where you explain the value you bring. Instead of focusing on tenure, focus on how you bring about change. Step 3, join a sister mind network. Find or create your own circle in which wisdom is honored, one that provides mutual support and growth. Because community keeps confidence alive. Step 4, become an age advocate. Use your voice. Call out the coded language. Challenge hiring biases. Encourage multi-age collaboration. And then watch what happens. Somebody I once working with told me they don't want to hire me because I'm too old. Together we reframed her message. 30 years of experience transformed into 30 years of crisis management. She went from dismissed to in demand. That's transformation in action. How do we make? What do we make? out of all of this. To individuals, your experience has not expired. It's expertise. Quit apologizing for your age. Celebrate and start to monetize your wisdom. The world needs your calm, your foresight, and your authentic self. Organizations, it's your wisdom advantage. Wisdom is your competitive advantage. In a world that's spinning faster every year, it's not youth that fuels innovation. It's integration. Each generation has something to contribute, and companies that meld those contributions come out ahead. Intergenerational partnership is not charity. It's strategy. So whether you're rewriting the story of your own life or changing the way things are done in a workplace, here's what to keep in mind. Getting older isn't the end of relevance. It is the proof of resilience and your biggest asset in a world famished for grounded leadership. Thank you.